Okay, I am here with Kim,
Mhm.
who was such a joy in the program. I actually have loved coaching you through this. Um, but Kim, if you want to just share with everybody how much you lost in the 90 days.
Mhm. Yeah, so in the 90 days, I lost almost 60 pounds. I kind of want to claim 60, but it was 59.2, I
I
think.
think we should claim 60.
Yeah, I'm going to claim 60. And
Do it.
then since then, I've lost another 7. So yeah,
Yes.
it's just plugging away and it's been incredible.
I love that. I love
Mhm.
that. And then how have you felt since losing the weight?
Well, that's really, I mean, that's the biggest change is how I felt. I used to fall asleep around 3 to 4 p.m. and I every day because I was just so exhausted taking care of my 5 kids and um, just by that time of day, I think I wasn't sleeping well at night either. I even talked to my mom about, do I have sleep apnea? I wasn't even sure
Yeah,
because at that point I was just not sleeping well. And so since then, since I started the program, I've had so much energy and I'm not falling asleep anymore at 3 or 4 p.m. I'm not crashing.
that's awesome.
Yeah, and I actually have been sleeping so much better at night, so I think that could be the reason.
Mhm.
Um, Another thing too, I used to take Tums a lot because I just have heartburn after meals, especially like, things with tomatoes or, and I haven't had to take Tums.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So,
Did you have any other changes that you noticed, or even like,
mhm.
cholesterol, blood pressure, things like that, that internally, changed as you went through the program?
Well, especially with my knee, I used to have chronic kind of knee pain. And I think now that, I've learned a little bit about food and what it does to your body, but I think a lot of it was inflammation. And
Yep.
once I started eating better, the pain in my knee left. And so even I want to say it was a month in, I was able to jog and I hadn't jogged in 3 years. So that was huge.
That was huge. I
Being able
remember
to
your
jog. I
yes,
remember sending you a message because I was like, I just have to tell you
I
that now
know.
I can jog. And that was a big deal for me because, as a mom, you want to be able to have enough energy to keep up with the kids,
Yeah,
play with them, be on the floor with them, moving around a lot. And I just got to a point where I wasn't able to do that how I wanted to. And so when this program came into my path, I was like, okay, I'm going to try this. And yeah, it's changed my life. And I
I love
think
that.
too, the knee pain leaving, I was semi jogging, carrying my almost 2 year, oh, well, she was almost 3. But I was carrying her the other day and I realized that the weight I was carrying with her while jogging was like I used to carry even more than that. And it
Right.
was just this moment that kind of brought tears to my eyes because I just realized in that moment, wow, this is how much weight I was really carrying and how
Yeah,
hard it was to jog or do any
right,
kind of movement really while carrying that. So,
right.
yeah.
And that's a huge testament to just the strength that you even gained,
Mhm.
as you went through that as well, which is, I mean,
Totally.
amazing. I was so excited when you said, "I'm jogging."
I know. It
That's
was a
huge.
big victory for me after years of
Definitely,
that. So, yeah.
definitely. And then how has this program been different than other weight loss plans or programs that you've tried in the past?
Yeah, I feel like this program is just the right amount of accountability
Mhm.
that I was seeking, with the calls and the check-ins and the teaching
Yeah,
behind it. Like it was the right amount of accountability. And I felt like I was learning how to actually fuel my body with food. Before the other programs, I think they had kind of a restrictive diet, if I remember right, of some sort. Um, but it wasn't like something I felt like I could sustain over time. This
yeah,
is something that I've actually realized I can sustain over time. I've done this now for 3+ months.
right.
And like, even if there's a temptation to go back, it's
Yeah,
like I just don't want to feel the way I was. And so
right.
I just can overcome that temptation or have a little bite of something instead of like, a ton of it and then not have the impact on my life that it was having. So I
Yeah,
think the accountability is huge. The other thing, the teaching, the learning of what is good for your body, and that fasting is a
Yeah.
big piece that I wasn't doing in any other program. The intermittent fasting, and then, the fasting like in between to like
Yep.
help kick your body back into gear to lose more weight. So that's been huge. And, God designed our bodies that way. And so that has been a big eye opener to me too, that, wow, I never thought I could actually go this long without food, but I've
Right.
had enough self control and been sustained to be able
Yeah.
to do that. So,
And the educational piece to that, so many people are like, "Oh, a fast? Oh, that's awful, that's torture."
mhm,
Um, and then all like, the clients that go through it and try a fast, because it's not something that you have to do on the program, but
right.
a lot of people actually go, "Oh, well, actually, I can do that." And what that actually does to the body internally, and then just the benefits from it,
Mm-hmm.
and most people are like, "Oh, this is actually easy."
Mm-hmm.
Um and then you kind of you realize how much healing happens, when you just do things the way we were created to do it.
Right. Yes. So true.
We always have a tendency to screw that up.
Human nature.
Yes,
Yep.
yes. And then do you feel like the financial investment in the program was worth the results that you got?
Absolutely. And I honestly think, how can you put a dollar amount on your health
Yeah,
too? Because I feel like I've gained so much, obviously not weight, but I've
yes,
gained so much like just knowledge and tools
yep,
for my future. And I
yep,
think what I've lost in weight, I've gained in like time with my kids, which
yep,
how do you put a dollar amount on that? So,
yeah.
yeah.
And that's always fun. That's what I love, because people, you my whole thing when I'm educating people is if you don't make your health a priority and invest in that, when
Mhm.
you lose it, you can't get that back. And so it's important to do that now before your health gets worse.
Mhm.
But the fun part of the program and the tools that we use with like the app, is watching
Yeah.
people's metabolic age. And I remember when I showed you on the app, like this
Mhm.
is the metabolic age, and you're reversing,
Yeah.
as you lose weight and as you're eating better and you're
Mhm.
getting stronger, you're actually reversing your metabolic age, giving
Right.
you more life.
Mhm. Right.
Um, which, yeah, like you said, how can you put a price tag on that? Like, that's
Right.
priceless. Time
Exactly.
with your family, time with your spouse, your kids,
Mhm.
um, and isn't that what we're all a lot of times seeking more of is time?
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, I'm glad you added that. I mean, because that to me, especially, I mean, yes, I'm in this field,
Mhm.
um, but that's just invaluable to me. So yeah,
Mhm.
I love that. And then finally, what would you say to those watching, about the program?
Well,
Something you liked or that was just like, yeah,
yeah. Well, I have many things that I loved about it, but one thing that I really loved is that Megan and Nick are the real deal. And Megan like would post that she's doing, she would post meals and she's doing the program right along with us, even though you don't really probably need to lose more weight. You're like at your healthy weight, but
yeah,
you're still as the coach wanting to invest in your participants. You're like wanting to be the best coach
yeah,
by doing it alongside of us and teaching us and growing with us. So I
yeah,
think that's huge. Another thing is, I don't think that God created us to ever live in a place where we're not able to function well. He wants us to have
right,
an abundant life,
yep,
and a life of abundance is with good health and a healthy temple. So I think if anybody's struggling with their weight, maybe tried a lot of programs, that was me.
yep,
Um, you try a lot of things, but you kind of want a quick fix too,
yep,
a lot of the time, and not really something you want to change your life with. But I
yeah,
will tell you, this is the way to change your life because the tools and the sustainability of it over time, there's no shakes, no extra
right,
things that you have to buy somewhere else or
right,
specifically for the program. That's what I love. It's real food, the way that God intended it. And so I think that's why there's just such amazing blessing with walking in that.
yeah, yeah.
So
And no side effects from all these weight loss drugs that are out there on the
Right.
market right
Yeah.
now.
Yes.
Yeah, that I mean,
Totally.
that's a big, driving force that we had in creating the protocols and the courses is like, we want to ensure that this is something that's sustainable after the 90 days. This isn't just something that you do, okay, you do it for 90 days and then you go back.
Right.
You're learning how to truly fuel your body to the best
Mhm.
of your abilities, and then you see the results from that. And it's, you know, a lot
Mhm.
of people are like, as they go through or they get through the program, they're like, man, it's actually a really simple concept.
Really, yeah.
It's
I
just
know.
it's just doing it and applying it, and it's like, yeah, it is.
Yeah,
It's really not that hard.
right. But I
Um,
think the testament of the teaching that you guys do is
yeah.
huge because you don't realize that there's added sugar in everything until you really sit down and read the labels.
Yep.
Or, like I love these That's It bars that are
Mhm.
just fruit,
Yep.
but all these other fruit things have added sugar. And it's like,
Yep.
well, why can't everybody just make it like the That's It company? Because
Yep.
I mean, it's
Yep.
healthier and it's good, and then you wouldn't get hooked on something that's, like, just not
Right.
good for your health. So,
Right. Right.
yeah.
Yeah, and I love teaching. There's so much empowerment that goes into educating people, and so that is a huge passion that I have, and I just
Mhm.
love being able to equip you guys with the things that Dr. Nick and I have learned over the years, and we just want to pour that in
Mhm.
because that's our true heart. And our calling is to just really educate people on where true health comes from and getting to, the root cause of their health concerns and
Right.
reversing that disease process because that can
Mhm.
be done. Um, you know, it's not a death sentence. It's just,
Right.
hey, it's a reality check. You've got to change some things in your lifestyle.
Mhm.
Well, you have been one of my favorite clients to work with.
Oh, thank
Just
you.
always such a joy, very coachable, which is great. I love that.
Mhm.
And I'm just so thankful. And I cannot wait to see your continued success on the program. Um, and I
Mhm.
just can't wait for the other things that are in store for you as you continue to pursue your health goals. So
Thank you so
thank
much.
you so much, Kim. Appreciate it.
Yes. Thank you.